Hello, it's Ruby, and today I decided to film a quite different video, but one which I hope will in some way be helpful nonetheless. I've just realised that my wardrobe door is open, so let's just quickly close that. Today it is Friday the 23rd of November. I am not feeling very motivated at all. Everyone has those days where they just don't really feel motivated, and I'm having one of those mornings. So I did actually wake up early this morning. I woke up at 5 and I got up and I thought, you know, the night before I was thinking tomorrow's going to be so productive. I'm not sure if it's because I went to bed a bit too late last night and then I still woke up at 5. Maybe I'm just tired, but I'm not really feeling motivated. And I've written a to-do list and I'm just not excited to get started with my day and get started with work. So it's currently 8 o'clock, so I've been up for 3 hours and I've literally done nothing. Well, that's a lie. I edited a video and I uploaded it and I responded to some comments, and I also did a lot of research into Titanic because I rewatched the film over the last few days, and so I was just interested to learn more about the ship. So I was reading through some documents, looking at, you know, some diagrams of the ship, looking into museums and things. So yeah, so I did that, but that's nothing to do with my course or anything. And I realised that the way I'm saying this, it sounds like I've been productive, but I actually have not been. Even when I was reading, it was just quite stunted. Because the issue is that it's procrastination, and maybe it's semi-productive procrastination. But I think that productivity is based a lot on how you feel, so I will not say that I've been productive if I haven't felt productive. So it's something which is very personal to you, and sometimes you might not even get loads and loads done, but I think a part of being productive is making sure, fringe is odd, is making sure that you actually appreciate the time that you're spending, because it's not going to be productive time if you're not enjoying it and if you feel like you're wasting time. So that's how I view productivity myself. If I didn't view it that way, I don't think I could be productive a lot of the time. Okay, so today I'm using this daily journal, which is from Urban Outfitters. Thank you, Molly. And I've written out a plan for today, and I've literally done one thing on this list. Basically, I've decided that today I'm going to vlog because I want you to know that everyone has days where they don't feel productive, and I'm going to try my best to get motivated, because I think it's not impossible to get motivated. A lot of people, I think it's possible for us to just switch it on and really strive to be motivated and thence to be productive. And since I'm not feeling motivated at the moment, I want to give you a real life example, because I don't vlog on days where I don't feel motivated. But this morning I've just woken up and I just I'm not feeling it this morning. I'm going to read you my to-do list, written using this pen, which was sent to me by Paperchase. It's the Uniball Air pen and it's really, really nice. I want to write up some, so I've got these notes from a workshop for theology, and I want to write them up in neat, so that's on the queer Jesus. Then I want to, I've actually done that. Find texts to read about Berkeley, and I have actually done some research into that, so I can tick that. But that's a very small task. I want to summarise all of the philosophers that we've done so far in Knowledge and Reality and just make sure I understand it. Then I want to upload Lookbook, which I've done as well. Oh, go over, refresh myself on the first week of readings I had for Bible Past and Present. And then I want to add comments using these readings into this 250 word wiki that we've got to do as a final assessment. Then I want to research the Bible in the news. I want to schedule a study with me, which is going up tomorrow as I'm filming this, but which will probably be a week ago by the time this goes up. And I want to write some of my books. So I haven't been massively ambitious. I think it's important to not be too ambitious when you don't feel that motivated, because otherwise it's going to just seem to go so far in the future and you're not going to be able to concentrate, because you're going to be thinking, oh, this is useless, I'm not really enjoying what I'm doing. So my plan is to try and get the work that I've got to do done, and then I think I'm just going to focus on writing my book and also reading. I'm reading The Girl Who Saved the King of Sweden at the moment, which is by Jonas Jonasson, and I started it yesterday and I'm currently on page 96, so getting there, but it's about 400 pages, so I've got quite a long way to go. If I can try and get everything done quite quickly, then I can focus on that. At the same time, I feel like I should do other work if I finish. But I didn't have a very productive day yesterday either, because I'm not sure this is a good thing or a bad thing. And sorry, this is really long. This vlog's gonna be so long. I really don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I'm writing a to-do list in the morning, and then I'm trying to start work at about 5 or 5:30 or 6, and so I end up finishing my work at about 11, and then I've got nothing else to do and I don't know what to do, so I just read and I just do stuff for YouTube and I see friends and things. And so I'm not doing as much work as I should be doing, because ideally I think I'm meant to be doing 8 hours a day, but I just can't find enough stuff to do. And I know that sounds really silly, but I'm doing quite a bit of extra reading. I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm working quite quickly, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like I'm working for as long as I should be doing work, because I'm finishing at about 11. But I'm gonna say a few things you can do to get motivated. Number one, I'm going to do a little bit of exercise, because it just gets your body working, your brain active. Sometimes this makes me more motivated to work. I'm actually already feeling much better, less sluggish, more ready to crack on with work, but I'm going to continue going through. The second thing I like to do is clean or organise something, because it's a very simple thing to do and it isn't very taxing and it doesn't take very long. You know, an hour of your time when you could be working. It's just something that might take 3-4 minutes and you get something done, and then you're thinking, oh yeah, I'm on this, you know, I can get more done. So number 2 is cleaning, so I'm going to hoover my room, because it actually does need a hoover as well. That literally only took me 5 minutes, and now I feel like I've actually got something important done today. It's getting light now. I like to start working when it's dark so that it feels like you've got more done, but never mind, it's only 8:30. The next thing, number 3, is to listen to some music and literally just get really into it, and maybe do a little bit like dance around your room or something. I've actually always done this, but I just never said that I did. It's quite embarrassing. I have a feel-good playlist where I put all my feel-good songs, so things like Hey There Delilah, and then I listen to those most of the time, but because it's Christmas now, I'm listening to my Christmas playlist instead. For example, I mean, I like musicals, so a lot of the time I'll listen to musical soundtracks too. So the song that I'm going to put on now, this is actually a really good song. It's Almost Christmas from A Little Princess the Musical.
Kicks and crumpets.
Or alternately, you can go classic. I'm going to tell you my favourite Christmas songs. So, I mean, I listen to a lot of Christmas classical music, so I love the Paul Cardle Sacred, I think it's called Sacred Christmas album. That's really, really good. And I love the Home Alone soundtrack too. They're really good to study to. And I also love listening to hymns sometimes when I study, like Emmanuel. I love We Three Kings. I love, what's the other one? I Saw Three Ships. I love I Saw Three Ships. But my favourite Christmas songs, you know, the upbeat ones. This is the first time, literally I've never actually really liked this one, but this year I've been really liking Christmas Lights by Coldplay. I love 2,000 Miles, I love A Spaceman Came Traveling, I love Step Into Christmas, and I love Do They Know It's Christmas Time, and of course I love all the Polar Express ones too. So Seeing is Believing is so good to study to if you are looking for a good Christmas song to study to. So I'm gonna go classic and put on Step Into Christmas by Elton John. And then I like to get started with a very light task just to get started with my studying, because then I can continue to listen to the songs that I'm listening to whilst I start that task, and it just means that it's sustained, so you actually have that transition period. So instead of just, oh, the song ends, now I'm gonna work, you start working and it's still in that Christmas spirit when you're studying, and so then that happiness and that joy kind of sustains itself even when the song's finished, and you maybe switch over to classical. But I wouldn't recommend, I mean, I know, because I like to study in silence a lot of the time, if I'm going to use this method, I don't just switch off the song, I switch to classical music. Just trust me that when the song ends, there's more of an empty feeling, but if you have another Christmas song or another piece of classical music to sustain you, then it's usually a lot better. I recommend the Peaceful Pianos playlist on Spotify. Thank you, Paper Chase, for these. Okay, so I have just finished writing up these notes, and now I am going to get started on summarising philosophers. I'm still not feeling 100% motivated, but I was feeling good when I was doing the task, and it's only now I finished that I'm thinking, oh, do I want to continue? But I will continue, because the trick to staying productive and the trick to getting motivated is just to push through. So even if you don't feel like it at the moment, just try and keep on going for just a little while longer. So try the Pomodoro method. So I'm just going to use Forest to do this, and I'm just going to set a timer for 30 minutes, and then I'll just work for 30 minutes and I'll just see how much I can get done. Okay, so it's currently 9:45 and I've just finished doing some summary work of the philosophers just to see the bits that I need to brush up on, and now I am going to make a list. And lots of people do say making lists isn't productive, you know, it's just a form of procrastination, and maybe that's the case. But I find that it actually really does lend itself to productivity, because I always feel so much more motivated when I've made a list, and it makes it easier when you actually come later if you're planning another day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a to-do list for, I'm going to say Tuesday, can then dedicate that day to studying. I can make sure I get everything done. I'm just going to write a to-do list quickly now. So I'm going to get started on doing not week 1 but week 2 of my Wiki Prep things. What I'm doing is I'm reviewing all of the wiki entries that I've put in since the beginning of the course, because we're being encouraged to really review them and better them and make sure that now that we've grown familiar with the task, know what we actually should include. So I'm going back not to number 1, because number 1 doesn't require as much work. I didn't read every resource we were given, so I'm going to go through and read the ones I didn't read first. The first thing I'm going to do though is just refresh myself on the lecture notes, so I'm just going to read through those and also the workshop notes. It will be useful to know what specifically we should be focusing on. I'm going to get my notes up. I do mine on Google Drive. It makes me less anxious that I'm going to lose everything suddenly. Okay, so Bible past and present. I want to say it's this one. Okay, so it's now 20 to 12. Today hasn't been really productive, but I'm starting to feel productive now. So what I was doing here is I was writing out all of the things that I needed to do for each of the wikis. I've just read one, and it took ages, so I'm really gonna have to step up my game and maybe skim read. The next things I'm gonna read, because a lot of these are books that I'll need to get from the library. The next one I'm going to read, The Society of Biblical Lit. And what time is my lecture today? It's at 12:30 till 1:30, and then I've got 2 hours, and then I've got the seminar from 3:30 to 4:30, and then I'm getting a train at 5, so I need to pack, and I am going to come back for those 2 hours to my room because stuff to do. I'm so tired. Maybe I just haven't been getting enough sleep this week. It's just really kind of whiny, this vlog. I'm gonna make some lunch now, and then I'm gonna get back to reading this. Okay, here is my lunch. It looks very, very good, and I'm eating a bit early. I'm literally eating at 12. So I just toasted a wrap so that it's really crunchy, and then I've got some of this, which I just made kind of just because I had some chickpea water. So I just combined it with some flour and salt and nutritional yeast, and it actually tastes quite nice for a wrap, I think. And then I just boiled up some leeks and tomatoes, and I made this. It's a kind of like a tapenade. I made it last night, but it's pepper, olives, spinach and lentils, because I had stuff left over, and then I just chopped up some red pepper and some avocado, and I've got a veggie quinoa burger cooking as well. Okay, out of breath because I ran up the stairs, but I'm back from my lecture, which was evidence and argument. My lecture finished at 1:25, and then on the way back to my accommodation I decided to just pop by the student health centre, which is on my walk back. I booked an appointment for next Thursday because I've been feeling quite under the weather recently, and I just want to make sure that it's nothing to worry about. It's always better to be safe than sorry. Okay, my lecture starts quite soon. It's 2:45 now, so I'm going to be leaving in quarter of an hour. At the moment, I'm just quickly packing all of my stuff up for the weekend. So I'm bringing my Canon, and I'm also bringing this canvas bag, and yeah, I just need to put everything away. One thing which I just wanted to quickly say as well, because I know that I started off this video about motivation, lack of motivation, so a few other things that you could do would be having a shower. I know it sounds really silly, but sometimes bathing actually just provides this sudden wake up. Sometimes if I'm not feeling as motivated as maybe I could be feeling, and I'm planning on having a shower later, and I didn't have one in the morning as soon as I woke up, then I will just shower. It just makes it feel like it's the beginning of the day again. You feel like you have everything ahead of you. You can kind of mull over what you're going to do, and you can plan out what you're going to do whilst you're in the showers. Another thing you could do is go outside just to get some fresh air, because again, it just refreshes your body. You could have a large glass of water or water bottle. Another thing that you could do, and one thing that I do when I'm not feeling motivated, is sometimes I will watch a study with me, and I will leave a few channels linked down below that I really love to watch, that I find really motivating. So if I'm not feeling productive, I might watch one of these people's videos. You have to be really, really careful with this though if you do it, because you can only watch one pretty much, or put on a timer for 5 or 10 minutes, and using a timer is really, really important, because it's so easy to get distracted on watch this next, and then you end up feeling way less productive. So 1 or 2 videos is fine, but any more than that could be quite detrimental to the rest of your day. I've actually got a bit on my website which talks a bit about this, so definitely head over to that. I'll leave that link down below too if you want to have a look. Another thing that I just put down simply is to read, because Sometimes when I read favourite books, characters that that really inspire me, I'm more inspired to actually get down and do some work. So I really liked A Little Princess, I like Harry Potter, really simple, easy books to get into, but at the same time they just give you that boost of motivation that you need. I find that a feeling of contentment comes when I'm motivated, when I'm productive. It's quite a steady thing, if that makes sense. And one thing which I might do is write a letter, because it just makes me feel much calmer, much more content, and so I'm in a better frame of mind to start studying, because you shouldn't start studying when you're stressed, because it's not going to be productive, you're not going to feel motivated. Well, at least I don't. Okay, let's pack. I haven't really been wearing my Gryffindor scarf. I brought it with, but I just haven't worn it since I got here, so I'm going to wear that on the way back, and then I can move it at home. And I think I'm just checking to see if there's, and I brought that as well for Halloween, and I never put it up as decoration. This was from Zaful. So it's currently about, well, 16 minutes past 4. And so I'm just heading to the station now. Okay, so I have just met Megan and Jasmine, and we were just chatting about how excited we are that it is Friday. Yeah, so we're just hoping that you'll have an amazing weekend.